You ever feel like you're starting the day and the tank's already on empty? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why you feel so cooked and, more importantly, lay out a super simple, science-backed plan to reboot it. All right, let's dive in.
Okay, let's just cut to the chase. Are you just tired of being tired? You know that feeling, right? Waking up and you already feel like you're behind? Like you need something just to get the engine started? If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you're in the right place.
All right, first up, let's talk about what I call the exhaustion cycle. I have a feeling this is going to sound, well, a little too familiar to a lot of you. Let's see if this daily roller coaster sounds like your life. Okay, picture this. 8 a.m., the alarm blares, you smash that snooze button maybe once, maybe, 5 times. And what's the very first coherent thought that pops into your head? It's not about the big meeting. It's not about your plans for the day. Nope, it's coffee. I need coffee now. It's that deep brain fog feeling, right, where you literally can't imagine forming a sentence until you've had that first cup. Fast forward to 11 a.m. There it is. The caffeine has worked its magic. The fog is gone. You're on fire. You're focused. You're productive. You're just crushing that to-do list. This is what we live for, right? That little golden window where you finally feel like a normal, functioning human. But then, you know what's coming. 2 o'clock in the afternoon hits, and bam! It's like someone just flipped a switch off in your brain. Your focus, gone. Your eyelids suddenly weigh 1,000 pounds. Every single email feels like you're trying to climb Mount Everest. This isn't just a slump. This is a full-blown crash landing, right on schedule.
So, what's the move? What do we all do? We drag ourselves to the coffee machine for round 2. We tell ourselves, it's just one more cup, just to get me through the day. But what are we really doing? We're just priming the pump, setting ourselves up to do this exact same dance all over again tomorrow.
And this whole cycle, it leads us to a really big question. What if that cup of coffee, your trusty sidekick, isn't the hero of this story? What if it's actually part of the problem? Let's pull back the curtain on what I like to call the great caffeine lie.
Okay, this is the part that might blow your mind a little. We've got to completely flip how we think about coffee. The myth, the story we all tell ourselves, is that caffeine gives you energy. But the reality, the actual science? Caffeine doesn't create a single drop of energy. All it does is hide how exhausted you really are. It's a mask, you guys, not a battery pack.
So if it's not a battery, what is it? Here's the best analogy I've ever heard. Caffeine is a high-interest loan shark for your brain. It doesn't give you any new energy, it just lets you borrow some from later in the day. And just like any loan, the debt always comes due. That 2 p.m. crash we talked about? Yeah, that's the loan shark coming to collect. And he's charging interest.
Okay, so if caffeine is just the loan shark, who are the real villains here? What's the root cause of all this exhaustion? Well, it turns out there are 2 main enemies that are messing with your body's natural energy. Let's meet the culprits. Enemy number 1 has a kind of sciencey name, but stick with me because it's super simple. It's called adenosine debt, and understanding this is the absolute key to understanding that whole chemical loan thing. Okay, so here's how it works. The second you wake up, your brain starts producing this chemical called adenosine. Just think of it as sleep pressure. The longer you're awake, the more it builds up, making you feel sleepier. Simple, right? Now what caffeine does is it comes in like a bouncer at a club and blocks the receptors for adenosine, so your brain can't feel the sleep pressure building up. But here's the kicker. It's still building up in the background silently. So when that caffeine bouncer finally goes home for the night, the floodgates open and this massive wave of all that built-up adenosine just slams into you all at once. That's your crash.
All right, so that's the adenosine debt. But there's a second enemy, and honestly, this one might be even sneakier. It's all about your internal body clock. When that thing gets messed up, well, your energy pays a heavy price.
Check this out. When you wake up at, say, 6 a.m. on weekdays, but then you sleep in till 10 on Saturday, you are basically giving yourself jet lag. It's like flying from New York to California every single weekend without ever getting on a plane. Your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, gets totally scrambled. It has no idea when it's supposed to release the get-up-and-go hormones. The result? You just feel kind of blah and tired all the time.
So there they are, our 2 enemies, this crazy adenosine debt and a body clock that's all over the place. But here's the really good news. The fix for this is not some insane diet or a bunch of expensive supplements.
It's a surprisingly simple, totally free, two-step reboot that tackles both problems at the same time.
You ready? Here it is. Step 1. You gotta delay that first coffee. I know, it sounds crazy, but just wait 60 to 90 minutes after you wake up before you have any caffeine. Step 2. You have to wake up at the same time every single day. And yes, I'm sorry, but that includes weekends. Consistency is everything here.
So why the heck does this simple little trick work so well? Well, waiting to have your coffee gives your body a chance to naturally clear out a lot of that adenosine that built up overnight. This stops you from starting the day already in debt, and waking up at the same time, that resets your internal clock. It teaches your body, hey, this is when we wake up. So it starts giving you a natural burst of cortisol, the good kind of energy hormone, right when you need it. No coffee required.
So that's the whole story. See? The reason you're so exhausted isn't because you're lazy or something's wrong with you. It's just biology. It's a cycle. And the way out isn't another espresso shot. It's about working with your body instead of against it. So the only real question is, are you ready to stop taking out loans on your energy and start actually owning it?